Pro Group Racing presents Show Us Your Tips, back for a weekend preview looking at Wet Rosehill and racing from Caulfield as we head towards the Autumn Carnival with the Expressway. We return to some good horses there, and we head towards the Golden Slipper with the 2-year-olds taking off. So exciting times. How was Australia Day, Beaver?
Very good. I thought we had a good day.
Yeah, came up all right, yeah.
Yeah, another lot of winners.
It was,
we're steaming ahead, I'll tell you that much.
Going all right, so jump on board. If you haven't already, if it's your first time, subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. And, of course, check out progroupracing.com.au for their guides and their own... They've got their own experts tipping there as well.
Yeah, most places charge you for tips, Daggy. We just give them to
exactly.
We give it away for
the
free.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's all free here.
I'll tell you what, you can't complain.
Exactly. So if we're paying for that, you're definitely getting your money's worth at least.
100%.
So let's talk about Rosehill first, though. We see, as we said, the good horses in Expressway later. It is the rails in the 3 metre mark. Last time it was wet. I'm not thinking it's. Do you reckon get to heavy? I'm thinking probably bad side of soft.
Yeah,
they might put up
soft
heavy.
6 now, I'll be getting close. Just depends.
Yes, the drizzle. I've treated it sort of the worst side of soft rather than a bottomless track.
Yep.
Last time we had that sort of setup, or a wet Rosehill at least, it played slightly on pace. It was a day, always discreet run down the outside, and Savitiano, a few others were able to win on pace. So I've treated it as pretty fair. So we'll see how close to the mark we are there.
Yeah, just worried if we get a bit more rain and it might get chopped up a little bit in the early races. Might get to a little bit heavier if it's just constant rain all day.
Rain during the day is always the concern.
Yeah, that's it.
Anything in the highway? We'd kick off with the highway.
Nah, look, mate, the favourite's too short for me in a highway, so I'm just going to leave it alone.
Yeah, fair enough. We saw a couple of good 2-year-olds step out at Caulfield on Wednesday as they head towards Blue Diamonds. Dosh was very good, I thought.
Very good.
General Bow was a little professional along the rail there. So
it was a really good ride, that one. Just stayed on the fence and probably won at the race. And Dosh just kept finding it was good. Yeah. Frost Flowers was a bit disappointing. Had the sit and just tied over the bits. Well,
we learn about the slipper picture here with the Wooden Stakes for the 2-year-old fillies, Group 3. We see the Enthar form line in action before we see Enthar herself later at Caulfield. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I went for Mallory based on that form.
Yeah.
The Enthar comes up in a couple of races' time and starting $1.20. So if it's going that well, then I think you'll find that Mallory's got to be hard to beat. A lot to like about the Ryan stable and partner and Jason Collett aboard. So should get a good run here and prove hard to beat. Yeah,
I don't know if $2.40 is a great price to find out, but nice debut. It did start 20s. Total Babe started shorter. But it was a nice debut chasing through, and in the trial was nice last week.
Yep.
Fresh preparation. Gerald Ryan's always good, and Jason Collett in the wet's always good. So plenty of ticks there. I couldn't find a great deal that really excited me in the unraced ones. So I thought,
no, that's right. And the market shows that. That's probably why you're getting 6-4 Mallory is because outside of the top 3, they're double figure odds and look to have the task ahead. So seems to be a 3-horse race.
The Cannonberry's the boys' equivalent over the 1100 metres, race 3. Do you like the race brigade here, or are you looking fresh?
Probably looking for something unraced here, given that the others they're not in the market and they have had a start where they've finished first, second, or both, and they don't seem to be that well fancied. So a bit of a question mark around those runs. Looking at the 3 horses that are unraced, the 2 Waller and Snowden horses, but hard to line them up.
I liked. I'm going to put one on top. Home Affairs number 9, $875,000 Coolmore colt. So there's some expectation now. I think the trial was very nice last week. It was a good trial.
Very nice.
Just led quite easily and kicked away. Yep. Now comes here. Booking of J-Mac tends to suggest they're pretty keen. I think you won't have any shortage of Golden Slipper offers, but I think it's just a sign that there's some intent here from the Wallace stable.
Half brother to Asa.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And the I Am Invincibles, they tend to handle the wet.
Yeah, they're okay in the wet, no problem there. And very good 2-year-olds. So for me, the Coolmore horse, Home Affairs on top. And yeah, we can see the form with Construct. We saw Shakira last week. Not sure that's really form yet. And the other one I might have something on is the top weight readily available. I think it's about $13. Won the Ballarat Clockwise Classic and might have a little bit of ability. I keep thinking this Montana Flash. I liked it heading into last prep. Didn't do anything on debut. Again, trolled okay. So with the Hawks bringing it back here again at $15, might be a small play there. But sort of keen. Talk myself into being keen on home affairs there.
Yeah, cool.
Race 4 of benchmark 7-8 of the 2,000 metres. We saw it's not a great race. It's another one of these ones we have every week where they can take their turns. Do you go with Harpo Marks and Nevadian form on? Are you looking? Is Great House coming up here, or is it going?
I don't know. Well, it's still in the markets here, so I'm not quite sure.
I haven't looked at Caulfield.
What race was he doing Caulfield?
He was race 4 or 5.
I'll just have a quick flick for you while you give.
While I do that, Harpo Marks, it just never looked like winning last start until about the last 200 and sprouted wings, and was able to haul in the leader Vadian. Wet track might be a concern out
Scratched from Caulfield for coming here.
So Harpo was sort of my default. Bjorn Baker managed to get these horses going for long stretches once they're up and going. Was my default. I think if Great House comes here, it's probably going to be truckloaded and probably be. I can't say probably because they tend to reject the Melbourne form sometimes, but I got a feeling might be well backed and might be the hardest to beat here. Great House, given it is now coming here. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, look, I think that's right. I think Great House probably has more upside than most of these. Comes here scratched from Caulfield, as you suggested, only lightly raced, 2 starts in Ireland and both pretty credible performances. First up over the mile at Flemington, ran on okay in a pretty good race, high and dry Hasseltoff, which I think you'll find will be hard to beat. In Melbourne as well, and we'll probably have a few tips around those later. So good form lines for a race like this. Harpo Marks, we know it tries hard. Some of the others, they're hard to catch. Vadian, California Bow, Word for Word, My Dementia. There's not a lot of winners here.
No.
So for that reason, Great House probably looks one of the better bets.
Yep. Yeah, I defaulted that from, as I said, Harpo Marks managed to pick itself up. Doesn't really go in the wet though, so the wetter it gets, the less enthused I'll be there. Race 5 over the 1,400 metres, benchmark 72. Not sure the day gets any easier. I've sort of gone to the favourite here, Marcinet. I thought it sort of spoke for itself once you look through. Went out chasing North Pacific on a heavy. Was very good chasing Forbidden Love, who was just given no chance up on the Gold Coast the other week.
And the face ran second.
That's franked that form for those that like franking. And then to essentially going and look at 2 lengths off Yowdash at its absolute best, who flew that day, wins this race. I thought it was pretty straightforward looking at that.
And it drew wide. It drew gate 13 at the Gold Coast and still only finished a couple of lengths off them. It was double figure odds, third up. The only thing is the Waterhouse spot stable, which I find hard to catch, but outside of that, looks one of the hardest to beat.
And you're probably getting Tim Clark probably leading this race.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll go forward and probably try and control the pace.
Yep. The one I'll make the case for is a danger. I thought Tycoonist was good last start.
Yeah, very good.
Just chimed in, won nicely. Beating, I know Shake started evens there and was truckloaded, but I thought Tycoonist... he gets probably just the back of Marcinet and is the one that might go past it in the end. They're the only 2 I'll really play. Shake, I don't know if it showed itself up. Gate 3 maybe sits closer. But
I probably thought the main danger was Oscar Zulu, to be honest. Again, went to Brizzy, back to Sydney. Waller trained, gets up a little bit further in distance here. I thought that might be the hardest to beat.
Yeah, cool. The 1,400 metre benchmark 78 is race 6, where we see the market headed by a couple of Baker horses, don't we? Is that right? Ulysses on top.
Yeah, Ulysses is on top at $5, and the next 3 are $5.50, $5.50. Star Spangled, Canasta, and Bluff and Bluster.
I'm going to put the 4 Star Spangled Rodeo on top here. I was keen on it first up. I thought it'd actually go forward and sit on the pace last start. It was snagged back to last. by Josh Parr. Ran home the fastest, I think it was fastest 8.6 and 4 of the day, from an unwinnable position. Not sure the race was that good, but essentially beat a lot of these home. And now is the booking of J Mark Gate 2, I'm hoping does sit closer, hopefully midfield, and hopefully the horse to beat here. From Canasta, who was truckloaded first up, I think it was back 15s into about $5 when we tipped it on the Friday show. Now fitter for the run, and may not run if it's wet, but I think can give a shake here. They're the two I'll be playing here. Just a bit tired of the rest of these. So
yeah, I'm a bit tired of all of them, so I'll probably steer clear, to be honest. I'll let you take the reins, as they say there, mate, and throw your tips out.
All right, well, there it is. The feature of the day, the Group 2 Expressway Stakes, won in the past by the likes of Tide the Knot, Lonro, Rangi Rangdu, Raina Fair, Trapeze Artist and Alizé. Last year's standout won it, and he's back here from an extended break. A few looking for further. I think Kolding obviously had a tremendous prep last spring, and he's back here, as well as Star of the Seas, the other usual suspect. Of the sprinting girls down the bottom, and Ole Kirk, obviously the hot colt, but are you looking towards the sprinting girls there?
Oh, look, it's interesting. Kolding $14 is a good price.
Does it run if it's wet?
I don't. Not convinced. Look, I've gone for Savitiano. I just think it gets everything in its favour here. Probably it'll be on pace, drawn well. Look, I think it's really suited in a race like this. Some of these horses will probably be looking for a little bit further.
I think Savitiano, you absolutely know what you're getting. It's just going to sit on pace. If anything's going to beat it, it's going to have to perform to beat it, because she's an honest little thing. No problem in the wet, no Hugh Bowman inside gate. Yeah, so all ticks for that. I really liked the return of Mizzy, the trial the other day. So last spring didn't trial well at all. Went to the races once behind Hoppy on her, pulled up with an issue, went straight out, came back in 2 really good trials, and I think around $12 it was last night. That'll be the other bet in the race for me, and probably something at 40s on Emeralds even. I'm just looking at these two that might be targeting this specifically more than the ones that will be heading to bigger stuff down the road.
Yeah, that's why Savitiano looks to be hardest to beat.
Standout, where's it at? What do you think?
Not for me.
It's just never been one of mine. No. Trial was good, but I just too spruiked for me, and has never really brought that to the races, in my opinion. Not sure it really wants too much sting out of the track either. That's true as well. Race 8 then, we'll move along to the benchmark 88 over the 1,500 metres this time. Where again, Star Spangled come out of this race, hasn't it? It's been running around earlier. Yeah.
And
some usual suspects, and maybe a nice horse resuming.
Mountain Popper?
Yep. I'm actually going to put on top.
Yep.
I think this is just a race of borderline midweek horses going around and around against each other.
Yep.
And Mount Popper showed something definitely showed something last prep. Maybe a run early for the Hawks team. I'm sure they've got bigger stuff down the road, but this might end 8 months off and may need a run. But if you get an better than even money for a place, I should say.
Yes.
I think it's a good each way bet, Mount Popper. How do you look at the race?
Yeah, I thought the same, Daggy. I thought Frosty Rocks is at least going to run along and probably put a little bit of pace in the race.
Yep.
Mount Poppers will need that. If it's fresh enough, and there's no reason that the 1,500 won't suit first up, it could be coming home over the top of them, bit of sting out of the ground, suiting horses that, get a little bit further.
Yep.
Frosty Rocks may just be getting tired legs at that time, and hopefully Mount Popper's hitting its straps.
Great.
That's what I think.
No, I think we're on the same page. To wrap up the day, interesting question here, though. We see the return of Masked Crusader in the benchmark 88 1,200 metre race.
Look, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
We know it's a good horse.
We have Masked Crusader and Big Parade in the same race here.
Yeah, look, I
think
Masked Crusader is a good horse, or certainly looked before last prep. It didn't have a lot go its way last preparation, and in all fairness, up until the last one, prior to that, it ran third and second to some decent horses, Fatus and Hilo.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that they'd both start probably about the same price in this at even money. Big Parade. And outside of that, again, you're getting some pretty pretty average horses. So I'm going to go. It's had 1 out of 1 on the soft, one start for a second on the heavy, 2 out of 2 this distance. Track's a bit of a concern, but trial was good. So there's no reason to suggest it hasn't come back in good order.
I liked how they just decided to go forward in the trial and control, and I think it probably sits Big Parade's back here. Don't think it will not eyeball it, and if it's the horse we might think it is, I think it should beat this lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Very good. I'll do the Sydney Quarter Day, I guess. I better run through and quickly do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Leg 1, 2, 4, 5, and 12 into 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, and 4, and home with 3, 7, and I'll throw Mo's crowning just for my own sanity. $50 gets you 27.7% for that one.
Nice one.
My best of the day.
Did we get both quaddies last Saturday, mate?
I
think we did.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it's first time.
I think so.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was good. I'm going to make my best of the day Star Spangled Rodeo. I think can run well. And my value, obviously respecting Savitiano, but won't be losing on a day if Mizzy wins. So they're the two for me. How about yourself?
Yeah, mate, I went my best bet on the day. I went Great House, race 4, number 8. And my value bet of the day, slightly value bet, is Mount Popper, race 8, number 2.
Good, yeah, very good, Beaver. Let's quickly plug progroutracing.com.au. Head there for all their free tips and their extensive guides, plenty of news articles with lots going on at the moment. And then let's head down to Caulfield, where they're supposed to get 40 mil of rain today, so keep an eye on Flemington this afternoon just to see if that transpires. But at the moment, so I'm sort of expecting a softish track. If there's no rain in a day, it generally plays okay. Last time, PB Lawrence Stakes Day with a rail and a 9 and a soft track. We just bless her and our Playboy both were able to come down the outside and win. And Savitiano, in fact, was able to sit outside lead, and a couple others led on the day and won. So fair track in all.
Yep.
They do a good job down there, the track managers. Let's kick off the day, in fact, with the 1400 metre girls race, which is a very open affair for the fillies. Has the top weight come out? Still in.
Still in?
Interesting, a 4-day backup. That's sort of, in a race I didn't know which way to go. That interests me that Pat Payne flying just gets out to a distance where he might get control of this race. Miss Divine M might just put the foot down and stamp herself here. How do you play the race?
Yeah, tricky little affair and fairly open race. I settled on Shajoki. Just thought first up was pretty good. Ran third in a race which was won by Diamonds in the Sky. I wasn't sure about the form of that race, but I think...
came out and won.
Yes, probably shouldn't
luckily,
have won.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah, I know, Rainbiel should have killed it. But
I should have realised once I played... I backed Diamonds in the Sky to place only and backed Rainbiel to win, and felt sick afterwards.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, I did tip it to somebody, and they weren't too impressed by the ride. But anyway, different story. So I thought, the form still stacks up, because I think Rainbiel's got a bit of ability, to be honest. So I think that might be decent form for this. Second up, hoping that a little bit of improvement there, and can just sit on the pace and go home.
Very good. The mile is race 2, benchmark 78. Less an inspiring affair. Do you like High and Dry to keep going after it bowled in last start?
Yeah, I do. I thought High and Dry is probably the horse to follow here. Not overly keen on the race, as you mentioned, but in these races, winning form is good form, and High and Dry is in a bit of a purple patch at the moment. So for that reason, I think it can win this race.
Yeah, not much to add. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it, but if it springs boards off that one, it should win this, I think. Interesting to see how the highway form stacks up from Sydney here.
Yep.
We'll know, probably competitive down in Melbourne. Race 3, 800 metre, benchmark 70. I had very little idea now the favourites out here.
Great House out.
Great House out, yeah.
Almost looks like Hasseltoffer's a pretty good thing.
Yep. We'll know, again, that form we'll know about coming into here. There's just nothing else here I want to even touch, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's in racing in great form. Second last start behind High and Dry, so we'll have a bit of a good idea after that. Prior to that, won really well, and then before that was second, and only just got beaten on the line there. So, look, flying, going well at the moment. Those 3 starts were at Flemington, so I'm a bit worried that how it will go handling Caulfield. Hasn't ran at Caulfield before, but looks fairly well placed. Up a little bit into distance. The 1800 will suit. Should be too strong.
Yeah, we see the return of, I believe, the favourite for both 2-year-old features in Enthar in the Chairman's, the Group 3. Do we need to spend too much time talking about this unless there's a big surprise?
No.
She's $1.24. She trialled very nicely to return here. We'll see the 2 that chased her home earlier in the day, and I think she probably goes around quite easily, comfortably, and heads on her way to the Blue Diamond, I guess.
Yep.
The Manfred is the return of some good young boys, 1,200 metres, Group 3. Interesting one. We got Tangaloa, who's maybe been a bit out of touch. I came back to Asa. He's been pretty good to me. Yep. I thought, I didn't know about it being favourite, but I guess that's some confidence to take out of there.
Oh, there's nothing in the market, mate. They're all pretty much 3 equal favourites here.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking Dick and Metal's off-season form. We know Nantucket. I don't think that necessarily lines up. Portland Sky was good going out, then just never had a chance up north. And then you got the Group 1 place, the Group 1 winner, Tagaloa. I just thought it might be best horse here now and onwards and upwards for ASAR. Interesting to see the market go there. Any opinion yourself?
Yeah, I kind of went the same way. And exactly the same reasoning. For a matter of fact, ASAR, I just thought was probably the little bit of a pick here. Tangaloa wasn't great last preparations, so not sure what you're going to get there. And Dick and Metal, yeah.
Well, we know Nantucket's a off-season, a good off-season sprinter, I suppose, but it's a sad day horse, and these 2 are
biggest test.
And these 2 are Portland Sky is the one I could forgive maybe, but the 2 at the top are genuine performed group horses.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, for that reason, I'm sticking with ASAR.
1,100 metres, race 6, benchmark 78. The Flying Elderflower. Does it keep going?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's going to be really hard to beat. I'm actually surprised it's $3.50 at the moment.
Yeah.
Look, it's going from strength to strength, possibly up a little bit in class, but look, it's got the 3 kilo claim for Campbell Warilla. Led them a merry dance at Moonee Valley and just looked to be going good. Prior to that at Caulfield, same, and the start before that against Miss Albania wasn't too bad. So, look, I think in a race of this quality, looks hardest to beat. 1,100, stepping out a little bit from the 955 last start, but it won over 1,100 the start before, 1,000 at Caulfield and 1,100 before that.
That's fine. So, if it had 2,000 metre runs in this, you'd be fine with it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so it's, 5 from 11, which is pretty good.
Well, and look at it the other way, who's going to beat it?
That was the other thing, right? So you got Hidden Legend.
Just not a stable I want to get involved with. So
yeah, just
China Fair,
Paperboy last start.
The only one I can really.
Montenegro Man, no thank you. No. China Fair, doesn't win. Hasn't won for a little bit this prep, and leave the rest out.
Yep. So I'm with you. Quick backup, China Fair. Has been honest, this prep would be the only danger for me.
Yeah, as long as the track is playing well enough on the out in front on the inside and leaders can win. Elderflower should be hard to beat.
The benchmark 70 over the 2,400 metres is race 7. Yeah, any idea here, Beaver?
Oh, tough race. Really open affair over the 2,400. Not the type of race that I get overly excited in. If I'm forced to go a particular way, I'd go for Yulong Captain. Gets up to the 4th start this prep, so should be perfectly fit for this now. Gets out to the 2,400, hitting the line really hard. Should handle the going. yeah, it's been flying and flying home behind Takumi, which came out and won, and Coolith finished just under a couple of lengths, which was pretty good.
Yep.
At fairly hefty odds. So I think you'll find that this could be hard to beat.
Yeah, I went away from. I was trying to just get away from all the form because I didn't like it. And the two that have had the 2,400 metre run have had a month off, so I was a bit not overly filled with confidence, but I can have something each way on number 2 Classic Wayway at about the $17, and Reflect the Stars, who brings the Charlie Rose form. Both a month between runs, a bit nervous, but both have stepped out, and I think are honest enough horses that in a race where you can have the field a bit closer than it is. They'll be the two I'll probably play, just going against Tarn's Prince, who won on the bias track, who's taken up a lot of the market. And everything you said about Yulong is correct there.
Yeah, but just a
get
sneaky
nervous.
little bit there. It's not a lot of confidence.
Yeah. The second last of the day, the fillies and mares at benchmark 78, 1,400 metres. I'll make a case here. I like the return. Well, I was keen on it first up. An okay return. Definitely looking for 1,400 was Charlize. Now gets that. I think she's a talented filly who can run well. Inside gate will be interesting to see how that's playing. But yeah, I think about $7. I think that's a reasonable enough each way play.
Yeah.
In an even race that again I'm not really going to be. Has to be good. Did bolt in last start, but I don't know. How good that form was given its form prior. But,
yeah, that's right.
So that's just the nerve there. So I just look for some fresh blood. What about yourself?
I'll let the punters follow you on this one, mate. So I've got nothing for them. Happy to keep happy to keep their money and my money for something else.
Yeah. Hopefully it's the last. The benchmark. The handicap over the 1,800 metres, where the Flying Defibrillate is favourite and will be taking your money. Is it?
It's better today.
Very good.
I'll be on. It's going great guns. Paddy Payne's got this horse flying. It's drawn nicely out in 11. I think it can just get in the running line and power over him at the end.
Nothing to add. I think it's my best of the day as well. Only by this time, as long as there's no real big scary stuff on the track, but it handles the wet. It's 7 wins from 11 starts. It's a little beauty, and I think it's going to win.
2 out of 3 on the soft. Happy days.
Sound can run a place here easily. Well, obviously carrying the weight, but has a lot on this field. It's a nearly borderline cups horse, and it's had a good last prep and can come back and run a place on resumption. Nothing more to add for me. So you want to have a crack at the quaddie for Melbourne?
Yeah, 100%, mate. I'll do that. So my quaddie for Melbourne is number 1. First leg, number 1, 2, and 11.
Yep.
Second leg, 1, 4, 10. Going a little bit wider into the third leg, I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 9.
Cool.
And I'll finish off with number 3 in the last.
Very good. I'll work that percentage out and put up on the screen for those watching on YouTube.
Yep.
We've both in agreement. Our best of the day, Defibrillate. Who's your value play?
Oh, mate, my value play, and I've just lost it. You give me yours, mate.
I sort of like the bracket of those two in the staying race. I think if you can get double figures, both of them, you might get a result there. Classic Wayway and Reflect the Stars, and Charlize in a race 8. So all at a bit of value for me. You found yours yet?
No, I didn't have one. That's why.
That's okay.
Defibrillate's just my best bet.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything
in there
at huge value. I just thought most of the horses that are in the market will be hardest to beat.
No problem. You got anything up north?
I do.
So while you're digging them up, I'll quickly mention one of the stars of Australian racing returns at Morpheville tomorrow. Behemoth's back. So going around there, you might even be able to dig up I'll do that while you're doing that. But I'm suspecting short and sweet.
Yep.
But he is a Group 1 star and looking forward to seeing him resume. And where are we tomorrow? Sunshine Coast.
Sunshine Coast.
For the
So
Beaver.
I've got 3 tips again.
Your clean sweep last week.
Yep.
Made some punters very happy. Some nice messages came in.
Yep.
Who all up to that.
Yep. So my tips there are race 4, number 10, Platinum Euros. I had race 5, got one of number 4, Penshurst. And I had race 9, number 2, Spurcraft.
Excellent.
Some good odds there.
Nice. Yeah,
good value.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice work. We will, good luck punters this weekend. As always, check out progroupracing.com.au, as well as jump on our socials and check out and subscribe to us Spotify, YouTube. Anyway, good podcasts are found. Good luck in the wet this weekend. Again, stay safe, and we will talk to everybody next week. Cool.